before I say anything else, let me tell you a truth most people never say out loud. Falling for someone isn't hard. What's hard is standing in front of them and telling them exactly how you feel. Without games, without filters, without knowing what will happen next. And that's exactly what I'm here to do. I don't know how to say this perfectly. And maybe I don't need to, because this isn't about sounding impressive. This is about being real. So let me begin here. You make me nervous. Not because you're intimidating, but because you matter. Because when I look at you, something inside me pauses. And not many things in life make me pause. You're not just beautiful. You're not just smart. You carry this quiet gravity, like someone who's lived learned, and still believes. And I respect that more than I can explain. I won't tell you fairy tales. I won't promise perfection because I'm not perfect. And love, real love, isn't made of fairy tales. It's made of mornings when you wake up tired but still choose each other. It's made of disagreements where you don't walk away, but listen harder. It's made of laughter that doesn't need a punchline and silence that feels full instead of awkward. I want to build that with you, not because I need someone to fix me, but because I want to share the best and worst of me with someone who sees me, not just the version I show the world. And you, we do us. You see through people. You don't chase attention. You attract presence. Being around you makes me want to be honest. Braver, softer, not in a way that weakens me, but in a way that reminds me there's strength in vulnerability. So I want to take a chance, not because I think I deserve you, but because I want to grow with you, laugh with you, struggle, succeed, fail, and still come home to you. I'm not offering perfection. I'm offering effort, consistency, a love that's quiet but solid, simple but deep. I want to ask about your past, not to judge, but to understand what shaped you. I want to know your dreams, so I can cheer you on even when you're doubting yourself. I want to give you space, not out of distance, but out of respect. And when you need me, I want to be there, fully, not distracted, not half present, but grounded. In you, in us. They say love is a risk, and they're right. But so is anything worth doing. And I've reached a point in life where I'd rather take that risk than wonder forever what might have been. So here it is, my truth, my heart, my hope. If you're willing, let's begin something not flashy, not rushed, but real, because real is rare. And you're the rarest kind of real I've ever known. Let me ask you something simple. What if love wasn't about big gestures or dramatic moments? What if it's about showing up again and again when it actually matters? Because if love were a performance, I'd probably fail the audition. But if love is presence, patience, namamun, and truth, nirfum, then maybe, just maybe, I'm ready. See, I've admired you quietly for a while now. In the way your eyes light up when you talk about things you care about. In the way you move through this world gentle, but strong, not trying to be noticed. Just naturally unforgettable. I haven't said this out loud until now, but when I imagine the future, you're there. Not in a fantasy kind of way, in a real, serious one, everyday life kind of way. The kind where we do boring things like grocery shopping, but somehow it's the best part of the week because we're doing it together. I don't want to impress you. I want to be someone you feel safe with, someone you trust with your silences as much as your laughter, someone who doesn't just want your highlight reel, but also your two-way and intimate doubts and bad days. If I could love you out loud, I'd start with this. I admire your strength, but I love your softness even more. I see the way you hold yourself together, but I hope you know you don't always have to, not around me. You don't need to always be okay. You just need to be honest. And I'll meet you there every time. Loving you wouldn't be about fixing you. It would be about standing beside you, tenderly, consistently, with a kind of patience that says, take your time. I'm not going anywhere. I want to be the calm in your chaos, the quiet that makes you feel heard, the hand that reaches for yours not just when things are perfect, but especially when they're not. And maybe that's not the stuff of fairy tales, but it's real. And it's rare. I don't need fireworks. I need you, safe and soft beside me, while the world keeps spinning. That's the love I dream about. That's the love I want to offer you. So if you've ever wondered whether someone sees the real you, the whole Nirmarikonitun, unfiltered, wonderfully complex you, the answer is yes. I do the rhyme. And I'm standing here with a heart that doesn't need you to be anything more than what you already are. Because that is already more than enough. So let's not rush. Let's not pretend. Let's just begin. With honesty, with presence, search, with two people brave enough to let something real unfold. If I could love you out loud, I'd start now. If you were mine, I'd probably still be nervous around you. Not because I don't feel comfortable, but because when someone matters that much, it's impossible not to care deeply about every word, every moment, every silence. And right now, I don't know how this ends, but I know how it begins with truth. So here's mine. I never believed in meant to be until I met someone who made staying feel effortless and honesty feel safe. Someone who didn't have to try to impress me, and yet somehow left me thinking about them every night. That someone is you. It's in the way you smile, the way you see through things others miss, the way your quiet moments say more than most people's speeches. If you were mine, I'd never try to own you. I'd want to understand you. Love shouldn't feel like a cage. It should feel like wings. And I would never want to clip yours. If you needed space, I'd hold it without resentment. If you needed support, I'd offer it without pride. I wouldn't promise perfect days, but I'd promise presence and patience and a love that stays, even when life gets messy. I'd learn the little things. How you take your coffee, what songs make you cry, how you react when you're overwhelmed, what makes you laugh uncontrollably at 1 a.m. Because to love you is to pay attention, and I'd be a student of you for the rest of my life. If you were mine, I'd never stop asking you questions. Not just the easy ones, the real ones. What scares you? What drives you? What keeps you up at night? What would healing look like if you truly believed you deserved it? I wouldn't just want your pretty. I'd want your pain, your layers. The you that hides when the world gets too loud. Because all of you is worthy, not just the bright parts. All of it. And I'd never treat love like a transaction. It's not if you do this, then I'll give you that. It's, I'm here. You are one. You matter. That's enough. If you were mine, I wouldn't try to fill your emptiness. I'd sit with it. I'd honor it. I'd remind you that you don't have to pretend to be whole around me. We can grow through the cracks together. I'd love you gently on your hard days and laugh with you on the good ones. I'd protect your peace like it was my own, and I'd never weaponize your softness because I know what it took for you to trust. If you were mine, I'd show up every day, not perfectly, but wholeheartedly. I'd love you not just with words, but with actions, in small, daily ways, notes on the mirror, checking in when you go quiet, sitting beside you even when there's nothing to fix. Because love, real love, isn't just said, it's shown. And if someday you needed to walk away, I wouldn't beg you to stay for me. I'd ask you to stay for you because I don't want you to feel trapped. I want you to feel chosen every single day. And I'd choose you every single day. If you were mine, you wouldn't have to ask for reassurance. I'd make sure you knew. Through my attention, through my presence, one way to shun, through the way I show up for you. Not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's not. So maybe this is foolish. Maybe this is too much. But if love isn't brave, then what's the point? So I'm choosing to say it all, to lay it out, to let you know. Really went on. If you were mine, I wouldn't try to change you, I'd cherish you, not for what you do, but for who you are. And if that ever gets to happen, if our lives ever align, if the timing ever feels right, I won't waste it. Because love like this is rare. And you're the kind of rare I'd never take for granted. Never take